In this session we're still busy with module parameters. We're looking at Ledger, bank import definitions. So we've already created the file. In other words, the format of the file that we will use. Now we've got to define the bank import. We select the source, where the file will be stored and the name of the file. And now I'm not going to test the import yet. You've got to define that import first of all. So you've got to specify the file format. In this case, I'm going to leave mine on the text file. You choose your specific option and then click on Next. The next option we've already specified because that is where you will save the file and where it will be found. And then you choose between, is it a Windows base or is it DOS base? In my case, I'll leave it on Windows base and I'll click on Next. Now you have to choose between a delimited file or a fixed width file. The delimited file will show you that each field is separated with a comma, or a fixed width file will mean that you actually have columns separating each field. You specify the separator and you specify your record separator, whether it's a character line feed or just a character or a line feed. Normally, if it's a CSV file, it will just be a line feed. And if you've got your quotation marks for your text, then you can leave that or you can choose whatever is applicable. I'm going to click on Next. Now you specify what the date form or the data format will look like. You specify at which line your first row will start. If you've got headings and little line or file heading and line headings, you might want to start with the transactions on row 5. Never specify the last row, you can leave that 8 out. You specify your date format, what separates it, 1000 separator, the currency. You can leave the logical value as is, and then you click on Next. I'm just going to maximize my screen. Now you've got to define what each field within your file looks like. If anything has gone wrong up till this stage, I just want to show you. And you get to the screen and it looks like this. You know you must go back and make the correct selection. So I'm just going to go back, choose my comma again, and now you specify the fields. So this will be my date. This will be, in my case, I've got 2 columns. So this is going to be my deposit, and this one is going to be my check. This will be my reference and my description. And then you can click on Next. Now this screen just needs to know when you import the file in IQ, you've got to make sure you import them into the correct fields. Just double check this. The selection should be correct from the previous screen, but just double check this. Mine is correct. I'm going to leave it as is, and I'm going to click on Next. This will now show you what the file will look like, and we can click on Next. Now you've got 2 choices. Do you want to add the record to the destination table? In other words, you're going to import it into a batch. Or do you want to copy and delete all the records that's in the destination batch? If you do this and if you choose the first option and you've got transactions in that batch already, it's just going to add it to it. The second option will remove the transactions that you've got in that batch. And then you can click on Execute and you can test and accept. And I will show you in the next session how to go to Ledger Account Maintenance to select the correct file that you've created here for your bank account. And that concludes this session.